as we move our way through the Exodus story, our scripture this morning will be read by Dennis, Diane, and Ben.
We are reading some excerpts from Exodus 3 and 4. Moses was keeping the flock of his father-in-law, Jethro, the priest of Midian. He led his flock beyond the wilderness and came to Horeb, the mountain of God. There, the angel of the Lord appeared to him in a flame of fire out of a bush. He looked, and the bush was blazing, yet it was not consumed. Then Moses said,
I must turn aside and look at this great sight and see why the bush is not burned up.
When the Lord saw that he had turned aside to see, God called to him out of the bush,
Moses, Moses.
Here I am.
Come no closer. Remove the sandals from your feet, for the place on which you are standing is holy ground. I am the God of your father, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob.
And Moses hid his face, for he was afraid to look at God. Then the Lord said,
I have observed the misery of my people who are in Egypt. I have heard their cry on account of their taskmasters. Indeed, I know their sufferings, and have come down to deliver them from the Egyptians, and to bring them up out of that land to a good and broad land, a land flowing with milk and honey, to the country of the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Amorites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites. The cry of the Israelites has now come to me. I have also seen how the Egyptians oppressed them. So come, I will send you to Pharaoh to bring my people, the Israelites, out of Egypt.
Who am I that I should go to Pharaoh and bring the Israelites out of Egypt?
I will be with you, and this shall be the sign for you that it is I who sent you. When you have brought the people out of Egypt, you shall worship God on this mountain.
If I come to the Israelites and say to them, the God of your ancestors has sent me to you, and they ask me, what is his name? What shall I say to them?
I am who I am. Thus you shall say to the Israelites, I am has sent me to you. Thus you shall say to the Israelites, the Lord, the God of your ancestors, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob, has sent me to you. This is my name forever, and this is my title for all generations. I know that the king of Egypt will not let you go unless compelled by a mighty hand. So I will stretch out my hand and strike Egypt with all my wonders that I will perform in it. And after that, he will let you go.
Suppose they do not believe me or listen to me, but say, God did not appear to you.
What is that in your hand?
A staff.
Throw it on the ground.
Moses threw the staff on the ground. It became a snake, and Moses drew back from it.
Reach out your hand and seize it by the tail.
Moses reached out his hand and grasped it, and it became a staff in his hand.
Put your hand inside your cloak.
He put his hand into his cloak, and when he took it out, his hand was leprous.
Put your hand back into your cloak.
Moses put his hand back into his cloak. When he took it out, it was restored.
If they will not believe you or heed the first sign, they may believe the second sign. If they will not believe these two signs, you shall take some water from the Nile and pour it on the dry ground. The water that you shall take from the Nile will become blood on the dry ground.
Oh, my Lord, I have never been eloquent, neither in the past nor even now that you have spoken to your servant, but I'm slow of speech and slow of tongue.
Who gives speech to mortals? Who makes them mute or deaf, seeing or blind? Is it not I, the Lord? Now go, and I will be with your mouth and teach you what you are to speak.
Oh, my Lord, Please send someone else.
Then the anger of the Lord was kindled against Moses, and he said,
What of your brother Aaron, the Levite? I know that he can speak fluently. Even now he is coming out to meet you. And when he sees you, his heart will be glad. You shall speak to him and put the words in his mouth. And I will be with your mouth and with his mouth, and will teach you what you shall do. He indeed shall speak for you to the people. He shall serve as a mouth for you, and you shall serve as God for him. Take in your hand the staff, with which you shall perform the signs.
Moses went back to his father-in-law Jethro.
Please let me go back to my kindred in Egypt and see whether they are still living.
And Jethro said to Moses, Go in peace.
The word of the Lord.
Thanks be to
Thanks
God.
be to God.